Be not afraid, Miss Anushka. We are not here to kill you this evening.
That's not very comforting with the this evening part, but sure.
Let us begin.
Right.
Let me ask you, as a native of the Twins, Twinsians being what they are, how do you find the rest of your party? The ones gathered here, in particular. I will ask about the others shortly, but what words would you say to your cohorts here
Well,
about them? You can turn around and point them out if you wish.
Oh, okay. Individually? Alright.
Yes.
Well, for all of them, I suppose as a group, I very much enjoy their company. Individually, Sajar, I think. Let me think. I think he's lived a very certain way that is very different from mine, but he is a good person. Very strong. I think could do with a bit of poverty maybe now and again, but he's good sort.
It is a weird Twinsian thing to wish poverty onto another.
A healthy dose, I would say, maybe. So, so obsessed with the jewels and the baths and the, and climbing on the roofs. But yeah. Silas, is interesting. Mostly with how reckless they can be. I mean, no disrespect, kind of like turns her head round, but you have track record. I feel like maybe reading in at times, perhaps, but they're a good person as well. Well, they're all, and then Oriana. Well, she can be complicated, a bit petty, I might say. Considering that was not much of a pause there.
Then you and I are of a shared observation.
I will say, I do think we had a lot in common, though. More recently, I think, definitely, than we realized. We came together with not a good way, I guess, considering. But I think she has my back. I think they all have my back, Alexander.
He leans forward, steepling his fingers.
Nishka tries not to get intimidated. I will admit I've not known you for as long, but I do like you a lot. I really like your gun. I'm not gonna lie, I really like your gun. And I think I can learn a lot from you, from how just I don't even know, like how you work out your gun as well, like the way that is. I think you have a lot of experience I can learn from, Cool. And yeah, just from that. Deet, I think you are a very wonderful person as well. I think there is definitely stuff you're not telling us, and I am very curious to find out what that might be. I think you've definitely got some skeletons in your closet. And yeah, you can. I think maybe you can be a bit more open. And well, Kebab is obviously a wonderful dog as well. Woof. Just they're wonderful companions, and I didn't choose anybody else, I suppose. They've grown on me, I guess.
They've grown on you. A fitting phrase for a Twinsian.
Very much so, yes, especially considering.
Then allow me to keep the same subject matter, but a different topic. Where do you find their faith? How faithful are they? True gods or not?
Well,
Do they have a deity or higher power that goes to them? Do they answer the call?
I'll be honest, I really don't know. I'm not very well versed in the gods myself, and most of the gods we've come across have been felled, so they've very promptly been either murdered or, sort of instant is like.
Ah, yes, the
But-
murder of fellow gods. I imagine that is a subject that interests you greatly, no?
She'll kind of furrow her eyebrows a little bit, how did you know that? Yes, I suppose so. Not the biggest fan of fell gods myself. But I suppose some of them probably follow true gods, if that is. I know one of us in particular, definitely, though he's not present with us, for true. And he's definitely answering that higher calling. Best of his ability, anyway.
Is that where he is?
Possibly, I don't know.
Hmm.
Whatever it is, anyway, it's, like Sashar said, he has a plan.
Allow me to ask you this. To you, what is more important than one's faith? He holds up one hand. Battling evil. He holds up the other. Helping the good. Which one, he teeters his arms and hands up and down like a scale, matters more to you? He puts his arms down.
Is it weird to say it's a weird combination of the both? I think before all of this, I would have definitely said fighting the bad. But these days, I find myself focusing more on the good, It is a weird in between. Fighting the bad is always good, because then you would get rid of it, but at the same time, you're sort of abandoning what good is.
Then allow me to speak economically. You are granted a small stipend of 10,000 gold. There is one catch. You're told by King Severin himself that you may only pick one option with it or the other. You can either divert the money to arm the Seekers and Slayers, or you may divide it amongst all the orphanages of a province. Pro rata. Which one do you pick?
I suppose it would be the orphanages, funnily enough, now that you put it that way. Kind of weird how that works, eh?
That explains your similar affiliation for young Benji. But that is not the only cradle person that you have an affinity for, huh? I believe his name is Shubin.
Yes, that is right, yes.
He is a cultist, through and through. He has confessed, without torture, to the abduction and sacrifice of travelers, innocent people.
That is true, yes.
He found friend in you. Why do you think that is?
Well, well, I know it's hard to put it into words, but I sort of see myself in him a little bit, it's...
You see yourself as a recovering cultist?
Not that way, more...
Are you sure? Speak truly.
Sort of kind of gets a bit antsy in her chair. I mean, a bit, like when I first left my situation, it was very, I went through something very similar to him, like the panic and the fear and the just fear of everything,
He
So,
walks
okay.
up to you and crouches down so he's directly in your field of view without you having to look up or down, sitting in the chair. Sort of like a Slav squat leaning towards you. Let me ask you then, recovering cultist. He leans forward even more. Do you feel disgust about what you've done? About maybe the path you're on is only damning you further? That maybe you're playing right into the hands of your fellow god, willing or not. Do those fears find purchase in your mind? Answer honestly.
Recently, it's definitely more. It's something I don't really want to think about, if you know what I mean.
He stands up suddenly. Does not thinking about it mean the problem goes away? He gestures from, or he turns his gaze from you to every one of you. I believe that is a common occurrence amongst your company. Problems accrue, and you scuttle them away in the backs of your mind. Is that not true? Am I misspeaking?
Is he asking all of us? Or...
He's talking to the whole group.
Lord Seeker, if that were true, then we've been sitting idly while we waited for your summons.
Were situations behind closed doors, would you not have? I wonder. He turns his attention back to Anushka. Speaking of behind closed doors, Shubin had grabbed 2 people hostage recently. Yesterday, he had disappeared from armed security in the cradle. And he wanted you. And from what I heard, you argued for his survival. Pressed for.
That is also true.
Why?
Like I said,
Is there not a doubt in your mind that he might be unstable? That he might act up? And, he leans forward, take an innocent life.
I want to believe that he wants to change and make a difference. And what he said, I sort of believed it in a weird way. I think he does want to repent. And I think he does want to at least try to fight the evil that he wants to fight. And like I said, I see myself in him, so it's...
You see yourself in him, but he is quite clearly different than you. Whereas you believe in the helping of the good, he believes in the punishing of the evil. And by your own confession, you yourself are a recovering cultist. Allow me to posit you the situation, Miss Anushka. What if, at some point, he finds the evil in you and judges you guilty? By your own words, you would help the good. By his own actions, he would kill the evil. Would you facilitate your own suicide?
I will admit I will not. Not yet, anyway, but not preferably, no. I would fight for my life in that sense. Suppose I'm a bit selfish in that way.
So would that mark Shubin as evil, then? In your heart and mind?
I think in that situation it would be more life and death, survival, really. I want to live, but he wants to kill me, you know? I don't
leans
think the
back.
world is quite so black and white as you are painting it.
He looks at you as you say that. Silence hangs on the room for an uncomfortably long amount of time. Then he just picks up as if he never said anything at all. On the topic of Tolis of the Heartlands, I believe they are called. They were a hostage in the situation, no?
They were, yes. Of a
Do
sort.
tell me. I was told after the fact that she had swapped exchanges.
Yes, that is true, yes.
Do you believe this is wise?
At the time, I think it was probably the best option.
And what
given
of
the
now?
situation. No, I think I still believe that. I think in that situation, if she had left and not the priest, it would have just escalated further. And even though she did have an opportunity to leave after, she still chose not to. So I don't think she was willing to leave that room regardless.
Did you make much of a push for it?
Maybe not much as I should have, but she is able to make her own decisions. And her own choices.
Yes, I suppose it is very important to let people choose their own deaths. You may return to your seat and decide whose death is next.
Just kind of blinks at that, just, what?
He gestures behind you.
Guess you'll look.
Take a pick.
Oh, okay. Many, catch it. So,
Oh my god.
Oh my fucking god.
2D. Silas, up you go.
You're a fucking
How did I
psychopath.
know? There we go.
You are a long way from home, Tabaxi.
So nod.
What have your adventures shown you, leaving the Heartlands?
The world isn't what I expected. But it
And
was
what
what I
I-
was warned about.
You were warned about it, yet you did not expect it. Elaborate.
I was taught that the world isn't what I viewed it as for the longest time. And that person has been proven right.
That person being Miss Tertiana, I assume.
Yes.
You may speak her name. There's no harm in it.
Maybe not.
Then allow me to ask you. What has been the worst education you've seen thus far?
First education I've seen thus far.
Yes. In all your adventures, what incident proved your mentor so right?
I think there's been more than one, but if I had to choose one, it'd be, funnily enough, our first moments in Duvros. Or rather, the outside of Duvros.
The hag is what you speak of.
South nods.
Auntie Blackreach, as she is colloquially referred. I understand you were a major proponent of your group's inclusion onto the operation. Yes?
Mhm. Sals nods again.
Allow me to ask you. He leans forward. The vengeance you got. How sweet did it taste?
Bitter.
It tasted bitter.
Mm-hmm.
Elaborate.
I'm not so sure I can put it into words.
You're a bard. Try.
I know it wouldn't bring him back. I didn't expect it to. And yet again, I was surprised, nonetheless, when it was over and he still wasn't there.
Hmm.
It was worth it. Don't take that wrong. I don't regret it. I just wish he was back.
You regard it as a warning you did not expect. Given Miss Anushka's description of you just a little while ago, what are your thoughts?
I'm gonna be honest, Neednut didn't entirely hear the whole description. All I heard was track record and then on from there. What'd you say before that, Christy?
What a fucking shame.
She's also not here, so she can't answer that question.
Oh shit, yeah, no, she's good. Oh,
What
fuck.
a shame. How often does it happen? You get warnings, and the results were warned but not expected.
Too often.
Hmm.
Plus his ears, like, go down at that.
Do they not do enough to stop you? Give you better and deeper warning.
I think they do just fine.
So, then therein the fault lies with you.
Cels will nod and stare at the floor.
Surely it has happened multiple times, no?
Cels will nod again.
And still you do not heed their warnings.
I'm trying to do better.
There's a difference between trying and actually doing better. Coming back to town. I believe you were accompanying a number of your compatriots in their own endeavors. What drives that? Is it a sense to help? Are you looking for a good story? Are you looking for the downfall? Something fun to discuss.
Story is always welcome, but I help those I care about as much as I can.
As much as you can. Be careful, Tabaxi. You're speaking over assumptively. You are a different perspective from a good number of your group. I would ask you something similar I was asking Miss Oriana. I suppose you are both similar and different, according to Miss Anushka. I believe the two of you can share a certain degree of fond pettiness, but in terms of ethicality, perhaps you are opposite, antithetical one another. One of you being more disciplined, the other less so. So let me ask, probe your mind. Captain Blair, You are in the camp shared with your compatriots on requesting her. I detect some hesitation on your behalf. Do tell me, what do you think of Captain Blair? Where do you think she rises, and more importantly, where she falls? Where and when do you see her improvements if she were to join you all?
Silas nervously looks over at her and at the corner of their eye. My thoughts on her? I don't think it's a secret. I'm not thrilled at the idea of her coming. But I'm with the group on the decision. If that makes any kind of sense. For her improvement, I don't know. I don't pay much mind to her. Honestly. I hope, I don't even know. I hope that if she does accompany us, that maybe some of her edges will soften.
Some of her edges will soften. What if it is those edges that give her aptitude for her occupation? Her edge gives her leafulness.
And she won't soften.
And this is okay to you?
I don't know if okay is the right word. But I don't see anything I can do about it.
So then allow me to make it perfectly clear then. You are willing to bend knee to the decision of the party? Or is it a matter of you do not have the willpower to say otherwise?
I don't have a reason for her not to come, except that I don't necessarily enjoy her company. But that I'm fine having her around. I just won't speak with her unless necessary, I suppose. Is how
Is it not important to have good team cohesion? Rapport? Surely a bard would think of such.
Sells nods.
So even if you have a bad feeling, a bad hunch, you would ignore it? Such as now, he gestures at Blair.
I think the decision is perfectly sound in being made. I think why we're bringing her is agreeable, but I don't like her. I'm fine with the decision. It's
I see. Then allow me to ask you on a different decision. You and Mr. Alexander were helping a young boy. Yes? In the slums.
Sounds look only mildly surprised that he knows, but will nod.
You decided to climb a nearby building and found yourself a putrid harmonica.
Yes.
Was there anything that you planned on doing with the harmonica, or do you still have it in your possession?
Cells will pull it out. Just keeping it.
You would keep an item of such ill hygiene
Nods.
and of no note. Why?
For memory. Just to have it. I haven't even. I mean, it might work. Haven't exactly had the time to try it.
Yes, you all have been busy lately, haven't you? Which leads to my next question. I have it on understanding that something rather volatile has happened to you recently. There are so many things happening, and the world does not wait.
No, it doesn't.
You would acquiesce to your fellow party members' decisions. You are willing to do things you are warned about and are surprised at the outcome. Let us combine all of this and allow me to ask you, are you going home?
No.
Why not?
There's no one there for me now.
Yes, but surely there are clues, witnesses, evidence, trails, leads, hunches. A curious cat like yourself, surely there must be something you can find.
Maybe. But I trust Oceana to have at least looked a little bit, and if she found nothing, I'm not sure how much in-depth research I can do into it. That will find anything more than she did.
Yes, Mr. Oceana. Might I ask your affiliacy with a fellow creature like herself?
She's my mentor.
And how did you enter into that arrangement? We did not all spawn into the world with a fellow mentor, but not unless we're Nevros.
My curiosity got the best of me, as it, especially in the past, it always did. And I found her, and it went from there.
Do you not have any concern that she is lying to you, as fellow creatures often do? That she's not holding information back from you? Perhaps she had a hand in your catastrophe, even. Spurring you closer to her. Building a rapport when she gives you the information.
Seth furrows their brows. It's never thought of that before. They say nothing.
You may return back to your seat, Silas, and pick the next person on Inquisition.
Jar.